Sorry, that sounds so freaky, and artificial, like that. But yes, but thank you girls for joining us today. Really appreciate it. Good thing with having you two girls, we can personalize this workshop a little bit more for you. So I've got a whole bunch of different fast foods and takeaways, but if it's not of any relevance to you, if you think, oh, no, I don't like KFC or I don't eat sushi or Italian, Chinese, Macca's or whatever, we can work around it and do some research on MyFitnessPal to see what will work with what you particularly like. So I'm gonna share my screen now, and we're gonna get right into this. Here we go. And apologies as well about last week. I don't know what happened. This is the last time I'm using Keynote, but I couldn't access any of my workshops, which I'm filthy with, because I've got a whole bunch of them there and I've had to go back and convert. So I've left now Apple's stuff there, and now I'm just going back to Microsoft. So Microsoft, and just doing everything there now with PowerPoint instead of Keynote. You guys can see this all fine?
Yeah.
All right. This was the other cool thing about using the new version of PowerPoint. It kind of just gave me these cool collages without me doing anything. So again, welcome to our fast food and cheat meal workshop for today. What we're going to get into, just let's off the top of your head, girls, what's your 3 favorite fast foods and or 3 favorite restaurants? Now I know we can't have the dining experience anymore, but regardless, I'm sure we still have food that we gravitate to, whether it being Italian, steak, Mickey D's. So who wants to start off with their favorite fast food? Sarah.
Okay, sushi, pizza, and Chinese.
Okay, there you go. Very cool. Excellent. Okay, sushi, pizza, and Chinese. Love it. What about yourself, Doreen?
Oh, mine's probably Chinese, pizza, and I don't eat a lot of takeaway, so I'm not sure.
You're right, Chinese and pizza, and we got both of those. Actually, girls, we got all of those in the workshop, as well, which is cool. Myself, I'm definitely love my. I'm not gonna lie, I love the worst stuff, as well. Mickey D's, KFC, and KFC, absolutely. What would have to be the favorite restaurant, as well in terms of wifey's coming in, yeah. Favorite restaurant.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
We probably really like to have, a good Italian meal or a good steak and ribs meal.
Probably Italian, isn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Italian.
it's probably Italian, as well for us. Yeah. So, but I don't discriminate. I love everything, as well. Like I even we had the privilege of going to Byron Bay earlier in the year, and they promoted on Travel Guide some vegan place. And I thought, I don't know if I want to give that a go.
Like a full vegan restaurant, like a proper vegan restaurant.
Yeah. Like I'm not a hippie by any means, but I thought, but every single one of these guys, different groups, are all saying how much they really enjoyed it. So I thought, oh, what the hell? We're up there in hippie land. Let's give it a go, and I've got to admit, it was actually okay. It's definitely not going to turn me to being a vegan, no way, as well. But opened my eyes a little bit more, trying something a bit different. So. But yeah, we're going to go through everything. And what about you, Beck? What's your favorite fast foods?
Probably I love my pizza, Indian for takeaway, and probably dumplings. Just remind me of
Chinese. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Well, we got all that there too for today. So this is going to be really good. All right. So ladies, now when we're going through, I'm just going to put you over here on this side of the screen. Okay. Yeah. There we go. So ladies, now when it comes to trying to, if you're having fast food or restaurants out during the week, okay, and we're doing this multiple times, we got to stick to a few rules, okay? So some rules we have here is for a healthy option, okay? So if we're looking at, again, Italian, Macca's, KFC, Chinese, what have you, ladies, I want you to try your best to stick to 300 to 450 calories for that meal, okay? Now, if you're having a once a week cheat meal, that's fine. You can blow it out a little bit more. As you can see there, I've given you between 500 and 700 calories. You can have that little bit extra, especially if that's that little treat that you have, treat meal that you have on the weekend. But again, it's 500 to 700 calories. Don't go 700 calories, and then I'm going to then top that up with extra alcohol. Alcohol is the only thing I didn't put in. I think I've got a little bit there on alcohol, but just watch out for those liquid calories, because look, I don't mind a drink like everyone else. I don't drink very often at all, but still, as well, that's empty calories. And that's just going to contribute, as well to weight gain. Do you want to say something? Or? No. And for the boys, we got between 450 and 600 for a healthier option, and between 800 and 1,000 calories. So guys, we always unfortunately, girls, the rules aren't the same, and it's not fair. I get it. Us guys, we get more, and the reason being is because we have a higher degree of muscle mass. That's the only reason we get more calories. So if anything, girls, that's a very strong point then to start doing strength training more. You get to eat more, basically, as well. By building up a little bit more muscle, you get to eat, again, you can see that there, you get to eat more calories there too. So, which makes life a lot easier, as well to live when you can eat more food and still maintain a certain level of weight. Any questions at all about that, girls?
No,
Denver, can I just check? So the top one, the healthy option, is what we're eating every day.
Every
basically.
day.
But the second option is our weekly cheat meal.
Yeah, once a week.
Oh, because mine have been in excess of like 1,000 calories.
Well, this is part of the education process. Okay. Yeah.
But if it's once a week, like that's better.
Yeah. Again, if it's only
with dessert.
And I'm going to go through that with Italian, my friend. So this is going to be very educational. You should get your mum into this one too. So like that, she's going to be blown away. Yeah. So I know the family very well, Doreen. So it's all good. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Moving on. And no. Come on. All right. 1 sec. Sorry, guys. Okay. Here we go, and we're good. Okay, so now Mickey D's. Now, regardless, we like it or not, I chose Mickey D's because it is the most accessible. Okay, and even if you don't want it, you go over to, well, you're not going over people's homes at the moment, but someday, as well, when we can go over to other people's homes again, and they, don't feel like cooking and they order Mickey D's, well, then at least you have a bit of power here. So now, this is from my experience. And personally, if I go to Mickey D's, I usually always have a large quarter pounder meal, which is a quarter pounder, large chips, full sugar Coke, which is equivalent to 1,228 calories. However, for my healthy range, what I'm trying to do, I'm only allowed to have 450 to 600 calories. So there's a little bit of a discrepancy here, to say the least. So to fit in that healthy range, I could really only have my quarter pounder, which is 540 calories on its own, and a Coke, no sugar, which is 0, is all to 3 calories, and then no chips. Unfortunately, the chips is the biggest weapons of mass destruction when it comes to KFC and McDonald's, because you got to remember your chips are a side. They should not be an equal amount of calories to the main. Now, your chips on its own works out to be anywhere between 480 and 520 calories on its own. Again, it's a side. It's not a main, there. So, ladies, going back to yours. Sorry, again, sorry, we'll get back into that. There we go. Okay, remember, we're trying to aim. I want you thinking in your head the healthy option. If you want to have it for your cheat meal, go for it, by all means. But I want you thinking with this workshop today, 300 to 450 calories. So how the hell can I get that in there, Denver? As well, especially if I love a quarter pounder too. So now if you're out within within 100 calories, that's, as far as I'm concerned, that's not too bad. If you're over 200, no, that's going too far. So if you had just a quarter pounder and the burger and that's it, that's fine. But Sarah, what would you normally get what kind of burger would you get if you went to McDonald's?
I'm pretty good with McDonald's because I haven't eaten their burgers in a long time. I don't like them. I have the chicken wrap, with chips and no Coke, no sugar Coke.
Yeah. So even though the wraps are actually, if you go through the numbers with that one, the wraps, surprisingly, I think we've done this, didn't we? You know, as well with the wraps. They're
It's
actually
the sauces on the wrap that kind of get you.
the sauces. Yeah, some of them are actually.
Really?
Some of them are very close to a burger.
Wow.
Yeah. So be careful with those wraps. Even they're perceived to be healthy, you know, which, you know, from the way they're cooked, yeah, they can be. But from a calorie perspective, no. Sometimes you're better off just going for a cheeseburger, a hamburger, even a quarter pounder, as it's still got about 30 grams of protein, you know, is on there at least. Doreen, what about yourself? What would be your favorite burger? Let's focus on that.
Oh, probably just the quarter pounder or a fillet of fish.
There you go. Yeah, a fillet of fish, as we say here at the house. Yeah. Yeah. That's actually not the fillet of fish actually isn't that bad at all. I think that's only about in the 300s in terms of calories. So like 380 calories there.
I'm just going to bring up some of the burgers.
She's just bringing up some of the burgers. Yeah. So that way may not be too bad, but just know though, girls, if you're going to Macca's, and especially if you're trying to fit it in within the healthy range and you don't want to use that meal as your cheat meal, chips, we just can't have, you know, as well, plain and simple. If you have something like 6 nuggets and small chips, you might be able to get away with that. But personally, I'd rather just have a big burger and then just no chips and just Coke, no sugar. You know, there too, guys, because as you can see, like the 540 calories is the equivalent, the quarter pounder, about 480 to 520 calories is the 314 for a fillet of fish. There you go. There, Dora. Yeah. There you go. Happy days. Okay, yeah. Actually, Doreen, one thing, and I've got to admit, I will put a little confession there. Dad's been kind of like he's not stood down, but just with work situations, he's basically just been well, essentially he's been he's on leave, you know, so at Harvey Norman. So to get it, sometimes one of his little treats he likes to do is and the only way he uses his car is to go to the drive-through at Macca's. So I may every now and then say, Dad, go to Macca's and get me a double fillet of fish. Is that there as well?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, a double fillet of fish. Now, the good thing about now it's not 2 burgers. Okay, it's
536 calories.
Yeah, you could actually get away with that. And what's the protein? Does it have that?
What's on a double?
You get 2 bits of cheese and 2 fish patties.
Ooh, that's
It's good. It is good.
Yeah. Love that.
So
love that response.
So that's 530 calories.
Probably only eat McDonald's every once a year, maybe.
There you go.
And Sarah, just as a comparison, so 536 for a double fillet of fish, and just say you're getting the crispy aioli chicken wrap.
Yes, that's the one.
534.
Yeah, Sarah. So yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
You're better off
Not
going.
worth it.
But if you get the grilled one, it cuts 100 calories off.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
it
again,
is very saucy when you think about it.
Yeah. But the double fillet of fish, what I will do, I just separate the burger. So I've got one bun on one side, so it feels like I'm eating one burger and then the other. That way, you know, that with a double fillet of fish, you know. So, but again, the protein content would have to be at least
27.
There you go, 27 grams of protein if you have a double.
Yeah, that's a double fillet of fish. So I actually do a similar thing. My favorite is either a fillet of fish or I quite like the double cheeseburger, purely because it's just a little bit smaller than a quarter pounder. And at least if I'm, you know, doing that, I'm actually getting more protein than just having, you know, 2 separate burgers or just the one sort of.
And that's what you're trying to do. So you still got the brioche bun, only one brioche bun. So your carbs are set, but you're adding extra protein, you know, as well to it there. So that's essentially what we're trying to do there. So, and rule of thumb, if you're ever going to cheat or go over your calories in protein. So that's meat-based, you know, as well foods. So that's why we're trying to add the extra fillet of fish, trying to add the extra hamburger bun, you know, as well to it, because it jacks up the protein there. The patty, my bad. The patty, so it jacks up the protein, but keeps the carbs down. You know, as well. You still got to have your carbs there. It's a burger at the end of the day, you know, as well like that. So, but you want to minimize that carb content. So double fillet fish. Hey, I don't know if that's a good thing if it's going to get you going to Macca's more though, Doreen, but you know, there's no. But but know that, you know, if you have to go over one day when we can travel over to people's homes and they say, we're all getting Maccas, what do you want? You know, so like that. And then at least you got some options there, especially if you know, well, I don't want this to be my cheat meal. I want something else to be. Okay. All good. All right. Well, I know. Okay. So Macca's wasn't a massively popular one. KFC?
Yeah, don't go there.
If you don't go there, Corrine?
No, the only time I'd have that is if I'm travelling with the kids somewhere and we stop on the way.
Okay.
And we're having that to eat in the car. That's about it.
Oh, good. I know, Sarah, you get into it.
Yeah, I'm KFC, like not Macca's at all. So KFC is my go-to, like takeaway.
I'm right there with you. You know, absolutely. Wifey's not a massive fan either.
We have done before because, you know, he loves KFC. That's a cheat meal that he really enjoys. And sometimes, yes, but it's not my favorite. So sometimes he'll get KFC and pick up a Domino's pizza for me. And that way, that's our cheat meal compromise.
Right, yeah. So now when it comes to KFC, as it says here, I'm a little piggy, you know, when it comes to KFC. I'll have 10 pieces of wicked wings. Each wicked wing, because they're small, you know, they work out to be 132 calories. But you do the math then, times up by 10, I've just consumed 1,320 calories. Now, not hard to do, 10, mind you. And I'm not a big guy. I'm only like 75, 76 kilos. I'm 5'4" on a good day, you know. So it's not hard for me to do. Yeah. So bless you, Doreen.
Thank you.
No problem. So again, you do the math there, you know, that obviously 1,320, that's not exactly fitting in between my 450 and 600 calories at all. So the only way I could do that and try to make it be healthy, or in the healthy range, okay, is to have only 4 pieces of wicked wings, which works out to be 660 calories. If I never try to have KFC in Purslane Tank and attempt to be healthy, you know, like that. If I eat there, it's my cheat meal, you know, as well, plain and simple. So that's my one there. Sarah, what's your normal go-to when you go to KFC?
Zinger burger meal.
Zinger burger meal. So the meal, I'm guessing chips and a drink?
Yep.
Yeah. Is the drink full sugar, diet?
Yeah, I think they do have the Pepsi version of no sugar. Pepsi yeah, that's what I have. Yeah.
Oh, you do have the max?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in terms of the Zinger burger, you know, look, I'm going to roughly off the top of my head, you know, as I say, a Zinger burger would, again, being that I know that a quarter pounder is about 540. I think the Big Mac is between that 520 and 560 mark. I'm going to put a Zinger burger somewhere in the middle of all those, you know, as I'll say just 530 calories. I know straight away the chips, though, if it's a large, you know, he's going to be around the 500 calorie mark, you know, as well, right there. So you're adding on an additional 500 calories. And that's just a rule of thumb. Any large chips, you're pretty much going for about 500 calories, 450 to 500 calories, give or take, you know, as well. But 500 if you're trying to be, it's always going to be better to overestimate, because then you can be a bit conservative later on. So straight away, I know that's what it's going to be there. And then if you, but then the Pepsi Max is pretty much nothing, but that's going to be 1,000 calories. So the only way you could do that then is to cut out the chips and just have the Zinger burger, you know, as well on its own, you know, would be the way you're looking at KFC.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Zinger burger is $4.34.
So that's actually all right, $4.34. So you could do that.
But as soon as you go regular chips, that's another $2.20.
And that's regular, if you have regular, you know, as well, what's a large?
I just moved off that to burgers.
Yeah, but you know, a lot. Again, that's a small.
$4.94.
There you go, $4.94. So again, using 500 calories as a rule of thumb when you're having chips. That's what you're doing, you know, each time. So bear that in mind, you know. So, but if you have a lower calorie burger and then you have half that chips, well, then you could kind of substitute it that way. But again, chips, I love them, you know, just as much as everybody else, but they are weapons of mass destruction. And don't fool yourself thinking that, oh, I'm just going to work out that little bit extra, you know, as well to do that. It's not. Like, we roughly burn up brisk walking, roughly 7 calories a minute, right? Okay, so do the math on that. That's 10 minutes works out to be 70 calories. Multiply that by then pretty much 7 again. So that'll make it 490 calories. So 70 minutes, of brisk walking in on top of your normal exercise that you have to do to burn that off. Think about how long it took you to eat the meal. Think about how long it takes you to then to exercise it when you're going that far over. That's what you want to be thinking. Yeah.
Here's something interesting too. We were talking about the wraps at McDonald's and the twisters at KFC. Sarah, you're better off having a zinger burger, which is what you go to anyway at $4.15, because a wrap, the regular twister at KFC is $5.30. So,
wow. It's very deceiving, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's interesting when you start to look at it.
Yeah. So don't buy into, as well what people perceive as being healthy and all that, because it's clever marketing at the end of the day, and then sometimes you look at something like I showed you guys the other day, like the pork crackle chips, where I would have thought straight away that'll be horrible. Then you look at it closer, it's like, this isn't too bad. There's no carbs. The fat's only about 13, 14 grams, and I know I'm allowed 60. But my protein, surprisingly, is about 30 grams. So always do your research, because again, what may be perceived as being healthy really can be skyrocketing in calories, there too. And all the places are trying to jump on the bandwagon of being healthy. But as you can see, I'm going to pick on Subway too. Don't worry. Okay. Very, very soon. All right. But moving on. Pizza. I think we all said pizza. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Here we go. We're all on the same page. Okay. Actually, I'll say that pizza. I don't mind pizza if everyone's having it. I'll have it. It's not a go-to. Other than when I was literally in Italy, like that, it was a different story. Well, I'm just looking at some pizza now there too. So now my go-to, again, this is all around me, is I would have normally 3 slices of barbecue meat lovers, 3, which works out to be 155 calories. This is Domino's stats, by the way. 155 calories per slice, and Hawaiian 3 slices, which works out to be 132 calories per slice. So 3 times 155 and 3 times 132 gives you a total of 861 calories. Not bad in comparison to what I was eating for Macca's and KFC, but it's still over my budget of calories. So where I'm meant to get between 450 and 600. For you girls, again, it's between, what are the numbers again? Do we remember?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
300 to 450.
300 or 450. Wifey got it, but she has seen this presentation in a long time. Okay, it's all like that, just in a different format. So again, girls, 300 to 450. That's what we're trying to get. Okay. Oh, good. Let's go back to pizza. There we go. So bearing that in mind, instead for myself, I'm going to have 2 slices of each, which personally I can do fine. I could do that easily. And that works out to be 574 calories. Start with yourself, Doreen. What's your favorite pizza?
Oh, probably prawn. Just a prawn pizza, or beef lovers is okay.
Yep. Your prawn one would be a lower calorie because it's a white fish. So that's always lower calorie. So that'll be probably even leaner than Hawaiian, I'm guessing.
Yeah, Hawaiian's actually one of the lowest.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, your ham and cheese, and then your Hawaiian is actually some of the lowest calorie pizzas.
There you go.
Simply because they've got less different things on them. So
is there a prawn one in there at all?
No, not on their regular.
Not on their regular.
Yeah.
But the beef one, that will be up there with the meat lovers there as well there, Doreen. So and be straight up, Doreen, how many slices do you reckon you would have? You would have a whole pizza, half a pizza?
No, I'd have 2, 3 pieces at a push.
3 pieces at a push. Yeah. See, Doreen, you could do that. It was all be fine. Yeah. But no garlic bread. Okay, it was all ahead of time. It was all, and then the dessert after it. None of that. It was all that either. So if we've got to bear all those things in mind. It was all. So it's a cheap meal. It was all, not a cheap day.
So we may be a little bit partial. Again, only for a cheap meal or a treat meal. I know as Lenore calls it. The chocolate lava cake at Domino's is quite amazing.
It's incredible.
Yeah,
that's the best. I love that more than I like the pizza. You know, I'm not gonna lie.
Calories
Yeah,
though, because we're just talking about how your side and your desserts.
I
It's gonna
know.
be more 386.
Shit, is it that much? I didn't do that research for that reason because I thought it tastes really good. I don't know
But
if I
it's so
want to
good.
research. Yeah, 380.
386.
Oh shit, it's not. It's really not that big, you know. It's all like that, yeah. So, but again, that would be a cheat meal for sure. I wouldn't be able to do that and try to think I'm trying to be conservative here.
That's a
you know?
once in a while thing, definitely.
Yeah. Sarah, throw it at us.
Peri peri chicken, and it used to be called El Scorcho. I don't know what they call it now.
Ooh, is that a?
It's the one with the jalapenos.
Oh, nice.
Is there any meat in it at all?
Yeah, there is.
There's meat in there too.
Yeah, can't remember. I think it's just the mince pieces.
Okay.
But I always have garlic bread, and now because I heard from you guys, I always have the dessert. I've tried them all now in a matter of 3 weeks.
So Doreen, as you can see here, we try always take a realistic approach because the hardcore traditional approach does not work long term, you know, it doesn't. So on that note though, but we still go by the numbers. So we know that that's a once a week, you know, as well kind of thing there too. So, but yeah, Sarah, by all means, I'm kind of anyway, kind of.
But the peri peri chicken one,
that'll be low.
The peri peri is look, that's comparable. It's 165 a piece, so that's
okay.
Yeah, that's in the same sort of range as the barbecue meat lovers. Again, it's probably the sauce is adding a little bit there.
Yeah, so you can still get away with 3 slices, you know, as well with that. But then still have your chocolate lava cake and make that. That's a cheat meal though. It has to be a cheat meal. It can't be a whole range. You know, so there's no way you're getting away with that. But then the garlic bread syrup, you don't need it. You know, so if you're doing all that, give that to the boys, you know, as all like that, you know. So it's just a Steve, he'll love it as long as it's gluten free. Yeah, so yeah.
You know, Denver though, even though I'm in excess of like 1,000 calories, is that okay if like I often skip the next meal, not because I'm trying to even out calories, just because I'm not hungry. Like I'm so yesterday I had cheat meal lunch. I didn't have any dinner because I didn't feel like it. Can you go above your calories if you're then evening out? Because then I never really go over my calories for the day. I might buy like 200 or something.
The rules generally state us within like a 24-hour period. So you are right in your thinking. Like even Weight Watchers has a similar approach where if they were given like say 22 points, they all may eat 18 points because they can't go too low. That way they're saving 4 points a day and they can use those extra points then on the weekend. So you are right. The logic is there, you know, in what you're saying, in terms of if you know you're blowing out that meal, you either go really lean on the next meal or you just go without, you know. The science is there to support your exact that thought. So especially if it fits in for the whole day, you know, is all there, then it's really not a problem. I try to go by the science, you know, is what the science tells you, you know, rather than what YouTube and, you know, Netflix and the news tell you, you know, as well that way. So yeah, you're right. You can absolutely. And I often recommend that after you've had a high calorie day, make the next day, you've got half a face. Okay. You know, as well. Yeah. Okay. You know, make the next day leaner, lower calories than what you normally would to try even it out. Because again, we keep our calories here Monday to Friday, and then all of a sudden our food is up, but then our exercise is way down, okay, because we're not doing too much on the weekend, then that's what leads to weight gain. However, if we have our calories here, then we have a spike up then with our food, but then we keep our exercise up, that drops it down, and then the lower calories then on a Sunday, that then helps you then get back to that Friday weight. You know,
yes, okay.
Because that way we're not, because again, as long as we're Monday to Monday, we're seeing a loss. That's good. You know, even if it's maintaining over an epic bad weekend, you know, that's still that's a good win. It's when we see Mondays to Mondays constantly going up, that's an issue. That's when your weekends are clearly outdoing all the hard work you're doing during the week. Okay, all right, guys. Moving on. Subway, like I said, look, I love Subway. I'm not gonna lie. However, again, I don't like marketing where it is where they're trying to preach a certain thing in terms of being, the healthiest out there. You'll lose weight. You can eat whatever you want here. And people buy into it without doing research. You got with everything, you got to do your own research. So for a long time, I was eating a foot-long chicken fillet because I just thought, it's got to be healthier, as well than Macca's, right? Well, look at this. As you can see, 770 calories for a foot-long chicken fillet. That blew me away. I was thinking to myself, man, all this time I could have just been having a quarter pounder. And I was all like that, really, like I enjoyed my chicken fillet, but I could have been doing that and, basically saving about 230 calories. So it makes you angry. And then I started thinking, because they didn't really have, when I first started in the gym back when I was 21, so when am I 39 now? So it's 18 years ago. They didn't have MyFitnessPal and things like that back then. So you had to go with whatever information they supplied you. So then I asked them, look, where's your calorie handout stuff? I know everyone's got to have this, especially that was around when that Super Size Me documentary movie came out for Macca's. That made it, everyone then had to supply their nutritional information. So I looked at it and I thought, wow, I can't get over this. But instead, what I did, because I never needed the foot long, it was just more gluttony than anything else. So instead now I have a 6-inch chicken teriyaki. But like what I said before with the burgers, I have double meat. Okay. Again, your carbs stay the same, but you're adding extra protein now. So double chicken teriyaki with avocado cheese. So I'm having a really solid, 6-inch, and it's only 530 calories. And I'm more full, because of the extra protein. Sorry, we got a little cat, all running around. Okay. His name's Ram Bam. Hey, Ram Bam. There we go. Yeah, okay. And it's 530 calories, and I'm getting double the protein as what I was before. And I've got to here note that it's 195 calories just in a 6-inch roll. Okay. Now, no one needs a foot long, guys. No one. It's a foot long of bread. As well. No one needs that. As well, unless you're 6'6" and about 130-40 kilos of pure muscle. As well, you don't need that. As well, and just because you're going to Subway, that's what people think, and they think, oh, get the cookies too. Oh, I love the cookies. As well, like that. But man, there you might as well go to Macca's. As well, like and just order, a full fat quarter pounder meal, because you'll be saving calories, as well, by doing that, essentially.
Just to give you a comparison, like if you're going Subway, or, again, you're on the road and you just want something quick, but you're not overly hungry, just the salad, like just the Veggie Delight, is 215 calories at Subway, just the 6-inch Veggie Delight. But then you throw in a cookie on that and it's another 215 calories.
Is that one cookie?
One cookie.
215 calories per cookie. That's why they taste so good. I was like, wow. So I used to do, actually, I should have put that in there too, because I would do a foot long and I would do about 2-3 cookies too. So as well like that. I know I used to feel like I needed a nap. I'm not going to lie. We were talking about this, Sarah, before. I used to feel like, man, I'm feeling tired, and then had to train a whole bunch of other clients, and I would always feel really like I got a stone in my stomach, thinking, am I eating healthy? It's like, yeah, and then but it's only until you do your research on this, and that's the great thing about MyFitnessPal. Okay, you can find out those numbers with everything. So
I've actually just found a really good site. I'll share it in the group later, where it's just a summary of all the fast foods and stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah, no, that'd be good. Yeah, really good. Would have really helped for the presentation too.
Yeah, no, I only just found it. Now.
Oh, okay. You only just found it now. Okay, no, all good. Sarah, what's your go-to when you go to do you go to Subway firstly?
No, not really.
No, okay. But if you ever do, 6-inch is the way to go. Okay, all good. What about yourself, Doreen? Just straight up, no? No dramas.
Not for a long time.
Okay.
Only if somebody at work, and that was years ago, would say they were going to get one for lunch, and then it'd probably be like the teriyaki chicken one.
That's it. Yeah. Okay. We'll move on then, girls. Okay. Being the least popular. Okay. All right. There we go. I'm going to move this over to you girls over to the other side of the screen now. Should have kept it all consistent. All right. Sushi. Sarah, I know you said you enjoy it. Doreen?
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't really buy takeaway. Sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. This is always good to be prepared, like that, because I reckon when we come out of this lockdown one day, we are all going to go restaurant mad. We are going to go acting like we've been walking the Green Mile, and every day or every weekend is going to be a crazy opportunity, restaurants here, there, everywhere. It's going to happen. It's going to explode. So at least this is going to give you some knowledge on that. If say, okay, we're going to sushi, we're going to Macca's, we're going to this. That's the way I want you to embrace it. Sushi is actually one of the definitely one of the healthy options. Bless you. I love having a prawn tempura roll and a salmon avocado roll, and that. So a prawn tempura roll, which works out to be 258 calories. Salmon avocado works out to be 195 calories, and this is according to Hero Sushi. Works out to be only 453 calories. So that's perfect. In my healthy range, I can easily do that. And girls, you could too. So Sarah, what would you? So this is the full roll, not the little the little dudes. What would you have, Sarah?
Teriyaki salmon, and then the prawn and avocado, or I might go the prawn tempura, but I try to keep it at 2 rolls now and just think in my head 300 calories per roll. Like last week, I still wanted sushi. So after my cheat meal, I just had 2 sushi rolls one of the days for lunch, and it was in my calorie counts. It's easy to keep in the healthy range.
Yeah. Use Hero Sushi, as well as your guide, Hero Sushi, because there's so many different ones. Or Sushi Hub, is it? Yeah. Sushi Hub, sorry, Sushi Hub.
That's what I use. Sushi Hub. Yeah.
So your Sushi Hub, Hero Sushi, similar ballpark there. But that would be the way to go. What about yourself? 2 rolls would be is the way to go there. Doreen?
I'd probably have what you've got there, the tempura one and the salmon avocado.
Yeah, something a bit of a treat, and then something that still tasty but healthy, the salmon and avocado. Yeah, so, but again, you guys could do that, as well. It's not a problem. Again, that's the good thing with the Japanese, it's they've got that lean build for a reason, it's all like that, and so 90% of it's definitely their diet, there too. Wifey?
I'm a bit of a fan of the salmon avocado, and also just the nigiri, so just the salmon on the little bit of rice. Your other advantage with sushi is that it's all whole foods, like it's good quality food. You can see it's salmon, it's avocado, it's rice, it's prawn, it's chicken. You can see that it's whole food, so it's quality food.
Quality food. All good. All right, girls, any questions at all about that?
No, soy sauce isn't much, is it?
No,
just the sodium, just the salt.
That's that's one thing I will say, that there's the soy, it's all salt, the soy sauce basically is what you want to be thinking. So which is it's fine as long as you don't drench it all over it, but after it, make sure you have at least a couple of glasses of water, because it will dehydrate you, which will then prevent fluid retention, which means your weigh-ins and all that, you'll be feeling more bloated. Okay. Yeah. All right, moving on, and I think we go. Oh, here we go. Yep, Italian food. There we are. Okay, yep. Sarah, yes, I know we like Italian. Yep, all good. Yes. Doreen.
Pardon? What
do you like Italian food?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So I'm going to go through now because we're all on the same page. So what I would normally have now, this is mind blowing. It's I would have normally a penne bosciola, which worked out to be 679 calories. We got 2 slices of bruschetta, which is the entree, works out to be 440. Then I would have my main. I'll make sure I put that next time in a better format. Penne bosciola, 679 calories. And then a tiramisu, right after that, another 440 calories, which equals 1,559 calories there. So again, absolutely love my Italian meals, but I know that it is ridiculously hard to be conservative and have all that. So how do I do that? It's how do I have something that's going to be healthy? Instead, for me, I can still have, because it's between I think that 500 to 650 calories, I think, have that penne bosciola, which works out to be 675 calories. Girls, you're not so lucky, unfortunately, as well, even with that. So what would your normal go-to be, Sarah?
Spaghetti marinara.
That's probably not too bad, actually, as well, out of all of them.
Yeah, because it's seafood. Yep. It's harder to compile on this side I'm on, but
yeah.
But yeah, seafood is going to be, a lighter sauce than say a creamy sauce or a meat sauce there. And being that it's tomato based, yeah,
it would be
a really good option.
The hard part is just the amount of pasta, the amount of actual spaghetti, is all that's in there. Again, look, I absolutely love it. I would have to say it probably is, as well, my favorite, as well, ethnic dish, as well.
And it's not hard to eat a lot of it, because you often get a huge serving and you just keep going. So before you know it, you've eaten a pretty substantial serve of pasta because it tastes so good.
Yeah. So absolutely. So the danger with pasta over anything else, I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but your main carbs in terms of what you go through in terms of your pasta, your bread, your rice, and then your potato. I'm pretty sure it works in that order in terms of potato being amongst the leanest, then rice moving up the calorie chain, and then bread moving up there again. Pasta is the highest, as well. So per 100 grams, as well, both potato and rice roughly work out to be close to about 100 calories, or a calorie a gram, as well. Pasta, on the other hand, works out to be like 1.3, as well. So whatever you're getting with these other ones, as well, potato, rice, and bread being like 1.1, but you get an extra 20% on that for pasta. So you add an extra 30%, which is huge when you're adding in 200 grams. That's the bad side of it. So you still do your marinara one, actually is good, like what Clarina said, tomato-based seafood. Just try cut down, as well, the pasta side of things. If it's going to be a conservative meal. If it's going to be a cheap meal, that's fine. You can easily have that. Just watch out. I wouldn't have the entree necessarily or the dessert. I would have one of either. But yeah, if I was you, I'd have the main and then a dessert. So would you choose that, or would you choose rather the entree and then the main?
No, main and dessert.
Yeah. You don't need an entree if you're going to go there. Yeah, absolutely. What about yourself, Doreen?
Yeah, I'm a seafood fan, so I'd have the seafood marinara and probably the entree and dinner. Or have the dinner but don't eat all the pasta, and then you got room for dessert.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Or order an entree size.
Yeah, great idea.
Exactly, because essentially that's what it's coming down to, is your portion size. I've heard of other people as well make sure that they eat half, and then they leave that, get them to the waiter to bag it up, and they have that for lunch the next day.
Yeah.
Smart strategy. Very, very smart strategy. That way they can at least enjoy that meal the next day, and they know they're fitting within their calorie range. Very, very intelligent way of doing things there too. Or just get an entree size, so very more sensible approach. Wifey?
I'm definitely a fan of like I love a good spaghetti bolognese, but again, that serving size, I generally will try to take away half of it, because you just look at it and you know that if it's there, you're going to eat it. But yeah, look, I am a bit of a sucker for, something like a pizza bread entree, like the cheesy garlic pizza bread or the pizza base, something like that. So
yeah, we always have that.
Very hard to be conservative at Italian, put it that way. It's a cheap meal. It's not something we try to be conservative on.
No, we know we can't be conservative with how much we love it, so yeah. So but if we're doing it semi-regularly, as well, that's what to definitely to look out for, is just in terms of the portion sizes. So especially if we're forced, Sarah, as well to do it, as well. That's fair enough. All good. All right. Okay, moving on. All right, you froze again, did you? Okay. Nope. There we go. We're back.
You hit the arrow again.
Oh, yeah. There we go. Sorry, learning PowerPoint all over again. Okay, so Chinese now. Okay, we all said we like Chinese, right? Yeah, okay. It's always one of the quick go-tos. So personally, I would have 2 steamed dim sims, which works out to be 200 calories, 2 spring rolls, 230 calories, 1 Mongolian lamb, 4 66 calories, and 1 fried rice, 300 and I didn't do a total here. Okay, 326, but I can quickly do that. 2, 4, 8, 11, 12, yeah, about 1260 calories, as well, right there. Now, I don't eat all this on my own, and Chinese is the meal where you share. Everyone's generally, if you've got other people, you're sharing, is all around. It may not be happening too much now, there, but instead that's, and I often think, as well with Chinese, like, because you're getting a little bit of this, a little bit of that, it's like a buffet, essentially. And no one is conservative about a buffet. No, it just doesn't happen, because you just keep going back and back and back, so that's the mindset, unfortunately, most of us have when we eat Chinese. So instead, what in this situation, all I could really have is a Mongolian lamb and 2 dim sims, which be perfectly content with, to be honest. And that works out to be a very devilish 666 calories, right there. But I could do that, as well, very easily.
We're talking steamed dim sims.
I did say, yeah. I did say, yeah, steamed dim sims. So what about yourself, Sarah? What would you normally go to?
Because it's shared, it's really hard to keep track. But pretty much just, a prawn dish, a meat dish, rice, spring rolls, san chow bao. It's just but a little bit of each, but it's probably, you think you're having a little bit, but it's probably a massive meal. And because it all comes out at different times, your plate's constantly being filled up, so you actually don't know what.
No, I get you. Yep, that's a very common problem. What about yourself there, Doreen?
Steamed dim sims, any sort of prawn dish, sang choy bao. Yeah.
That's actually some of the cleanest options. So look, rule of thumb, girls, where we can reduce
Chinese omelette.
Oh, there you go. Actually, it's not a bad one too. That's actually
a really good one, Doreen, for protein as well.
Yeah, all those options you just said then, Doreen, as well, you got very high protein, low carb options. Now that's the thing, the rice straight away, rice and noodles are going to jack up the calories like no tomorrow. So just know that when you're going into with Chinese. The darker meat, so like lamb, beef, pork, they're going to be higher, as well in calories. General rule of thumb, and again, general, fish, dishes, so your prawns of any kind, your chicken, as well, is going to be leaner. On that note, though, san chow bao is an excellent one because you've got a lettuce leaf as your layer there that's holding in the meat. You're not using that with any noodles or rice. It's just the lettuce leaf with just essentially beef mince
and vegetables.
As well, and can be quite filling. That's actually one of the best options, as well, you can have. That's still relatively filling. But again, it's the fried rice, it's the noodles,
and anything fried and battered.
That's going to jack up the calories. No tomorrow, as well. So just use those general rules, okay? And when you fill up your plate once, that's it. It's game over, as well, after that, because otherwise you're at the buffet, as well, like that. And it's not the end of days. You don't have to keep going back, as well. It's just have that one, once it's finished off your plate, that's it, as well. Use it for leftovers the next day or give it to the rest of the family, so, or better in the waist than around the waist, as well, plain and simple, as well there too. But again, as well, get rid of the reduce or minimize the noodles, rice, and anything battered, as well, as a general rule of thumb, okay, for Chinese. All good with that, girls?
Yep.
Cool. All right, moving on. Okay, now we got ourselves Indian. Now, I've got a Sri Lankan background, and I've got to admit, prior to probably Clorinda, because I have got that Sri Lankan background. I never thought, well, I get this food at home. Why would I bother going out and eating it? So I never actually ate Indian until really started dating you. So I started being with you. So and Clorinda really loves it. Her dad loves it. So then I only started to get into it then, many years later. So, but if I go, I would have 2 samosas, which works out to be a whopping 660 calories, a naan bread, which works out to be 150, and 1 chicken tikka masala, which works out to be 666 calories. So, again, I didn't do a total. What am I doing? So again, 12, 13, 14, about 1470, I'm roughly getting there. Calories, 1,480 calories, I think it works out to be roughly. It's ridiculously high, as well there. So what could I do, in order to have that? Well, basically, I just got to have a very lonely chicken tikka masala, which works out to be 666 calories. Now that's just me. Now, should we move on, Sarah? Doreen, do we like Indian at all?
Yeah, I like it, but we usually just get it to share. So you just have a bit of this and that.
Okay, you do. Yeah, excellent.
If it's at one across the river, then you have a gin in the gin.
Okay. Masala kitchen. Oh, look, hey, we've been there. Well, obviously, ordered, recently, but we've had it at least really 3-4 times. Yeah. We really enjoy that one. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, very nice, very nice. Sarah, do you get into it at all?
No, I really want to try the one at the river. I don't think I've ever had Indian.
Okay, there you go. Just go for the mild one when you're starting. Okay. Yeah. So,
okay. Again, anything battered or fried is going to be higher. Like the samosas are wonderful, but they're fried, and same with the meat dishes. If they're fried meat or if they're sort of the barbecued, more sort of grilled, they're going to be a bit lighter.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Doreen, what would you normally have when you go to when you would have Indian? What you go to?
I was going to start off with the gin. Probably I've been there a couple of times with a few girls from work, so we just had naan bread and then the chicken. What else did we have? I can't remember. Just just a variety of stuff.
Yeah, as you do, as well. So then, because again, Indian, I don't know if it can be seen as Chinese in terms of everyone sharing. Is it?
Often
is it?
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
So
okay.
you like Doreen said, you have a little bit of things. So.
Again, I haven't had Indian with a big group. It's really just been you. It was all like that. You and your dad. And again, like when Sri Lankans, when we get together, you generally serve your own plate. As well. That's it. Well, there is a large portions of food and everyone just gets their own, but generally use it as a rule of thumb, as well. Obviously your leaner meats are always your fish and your chicken. Bread is always higher calories, as well, than rice and potato. So just take that in. But again, when you have your plate, that's it. Don't go back for seconds. You don't need seconds. Seconds is the one that just adds so much more calories. And you think you're being conservative, but you're at least jacking up your calories by, using one plate, and then even if you try and go conservative in the other, you're at least jacking it up by at least an additional 50%. So as a minimum. So again, that one plate, as well, what you want to have. And leaner options are always fish, chicken, and anything that's not battered. As well there. Is there much battered stuff in there?
That's more, it's some of the entrees are battered and fried. But not so much the mains.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. All good. Okay. All right, girls. And I've got all these on slides too, and I'll make sure I post that in the group, as well. Where are you? There we go. And okay, now, girls, this is just something, where I wanted to show you that how you can still eat out and eat healthy, as well, or leaner. And then what it is, the difference then, in terms of to exercise to burn it off. So we got here, I definitely have had a chicken Alfredo a few times. And here it's got, and again, these are all different ones, different resources I found. But chicken Alfredo I did find on MyFitnessPal. Sorry, fettuccine Alfredo, my bad, which works out to be a whopping 1,220 calories. and then you got panini. Can never pronounce this one. Miranda. Puttanesca, as well, which works out to be 469 calories. So they're both Italian, as well, meals. But if I substituted one for the other, so the higher calorie option instead of the lower calorie option, I'm saving myself almost 800 calories there. And as you can see, the difference in time of exercise, roughly about an hour and 50 minutes is the difference, as well, in training that I save myself, as well, in between. Again, as well. So are we getting that? So again, it takes 3 hours to burn off 1,220 calories. It takes an hour 10 to burn off 469 calories. Okay. Away there. So from that point of view, the difference between is what we're looking at, there. But again, both Italian meals. Now, the next one, nice steak place. We got a ribeye steak and chips. Again, the chips can be massive portions when you go into these steakhouses, and they that ends up going for roughly around 1,512 calories, which works out to be 3 hours and 30 minutes of exercise. Or sirloin steak and veggies, which works out to be 588 calories, or the equivalent to 1 hour and 25 minutes of exercise. So again, the difference, they're both steak meals. As well. I had a steak on each end. I just didn't have chips. I had veggies instead, which easily can be done. But the difference in exercise is almost 2 hours, is worth of extra brisk walking that I got to do in order to make up that shortfall. Now, think about how long it takes you to consume those chips and think, is it really worth it, as well, to do that? So again, if it's a cheat meal, it's fine, but that's even blowing it out. That's going a bit too far. As well with it, 1,500 calories. Girls, your meal plans are designed to be 12 to 1,600 calories. So you're blowing that out in one meal. That's just going too far. Peking duck fried rice, 1,013 calories. Or you could have sweet and sour prawns, and I think this part's wrong. The 4 steamed dim sims, because that says 359. It must be 2 dim sims, as well instead, which works out to be, I'll see if I can change that even now. Oops, yeah, no, I can't do that. My bad. Okay, I'll go back and make a note of that. Okay, so that would have to be 2 steamed dim sims to work out to be 57 calories. That's a massive difference right there. Even if I increase that to the 4, which make that 557 calories, it's still about 500 calories difference between that and the Peking duck and fried rice. So again, it's just about being conservative in your approach. But as you can see with each one, what have I done? I've reduced the carb portion in every single one. As well, the fettuccine Alfredo to the panini, as well. Penne puttanesca. Yep, that one. Again, reduce the carb portion. I've taken away the chips in the steak meal. I've taken away the fried rice for the Chinese, but then added something else different. I'm not taking away a whole side. I'm just replacing it with something else. But as you can see there, the rule of thumb is I'm actually really trying to see what I can do to manipulate the carb portion in every single one, because that will save you, as well, so many calories right there. So that's the challenge for this weekend. On that note, what are we having this weekend for our cheat meal, Doreen?
Sure.
Haven't planned it out yet?
Maybe spaghetti bolognese, maybe.
There we go. Excellent. So you going to order that?
Pardon? You're
going to order that in?
No.
You're going to make it yourself?
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Very good. Excellent. You're a better person than me, that's for sure. Okay. Saturday night's always an order in night for us. Okay. That's very good. Excellent. Okay.
Probably because I live on my own. Like I said, I don't really do takeaway or anything. So
yeah. That's fair enough. Well, it's going to be homemade and it's going to be very healthy. Going to be very healthy for you that way. Yeah, it's definitely a plus. What about yourself, Sarah?
Oh, I'm done and dusted. I had mine yesterday.
Remind us again.
I had a Porto burger and chips and drink, and Domino's garlic bread and desserts. But I didn't eat all of them. I shared the Domino's part of it.
So what was that? That was over 1,000 calories for sure.
Yeah, I had 3 different types of desserts just to try, but definitely, definitely going back to the lava cake and the churros. The rest of them weren't as good as that.
Yeah, that lava cake is really good for a
I know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty impressive.
But that's a bit disappointing, isn't it? Your desserts were better than the main. Is that what you're saying?
The first time I had Domino's with the lava cake, yes, but this time, no, the desserts weren't as good. And I think it's because I started with the lava cake a couple of weeks ago and nothing matches a lava cake at all.
Okay, there you go. That's funny. Okay, so this, in other words, this workshop came a day too late. Yeah.
Or maybe I did that so that I didn't feel guilty.
There you go. Sneaky. I like it. Okay, too funny. But girls, just if we can get one thing out of this workshop, do your research. That it pays to do it and do it ahead of time. That way you're prepared. Don't go into something thinking that it's going to be healthy because I'm having, Subway, or I'm going to have whatever it may be. You do your numbers so you can at least research and plan it, and that not be shocked the next day when you think, well, what the hell happened there? If you're weighing in on the scale, I've blown out a kilo. So it can be just that one meal that has and it may not even necessarily be the calories. It could be the amount of sodium, the amount of salt. That's one thing I didn't say in both Chinese meals. Heaps of salt. I very rarely ever maintain weight, okay, or even lose weight is usually out of the question. Even if I'm being conservative with Chinese, that almost never happens, okay, because of the salt concentration. The salt concentration also in pizza is huge, as well there too. So even if you are fitting in your calories, if you know that going ahead of time, so I've done everything right, so it shouldn't be that way. It must be potentially the sodium, or I may not have drunk enough water the day before. Could be a few other factors, as well that way. The body's not a perfect machine, never works that way. But that way, at least, you can cut a few things out if you've done your research ahead of time.
But it is temporary, and it's not possible to gain a kilo of fat overnight. Yeah. Like it's water retention, it's salt, it's a number of factors, but it's certainly not you've permanently put on that weight.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Girls, any questions at all before we get going?
No, that was good. Thank you.
Good. Excellent. Well, thank you very much, girls. I really appreciate your time, as well, you being here. And I hope you both got at least 1 or 2 things that you can apply, because again, like when we eventually, get out of this lockdown, trust me, we're going to be going social mad, with going to different restaurants and things like that. So, yeah. So at least that way you've got a little bit of research, a little bit of knowledge, on that note. But try research your things ahead of time. Always helps. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, girls.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. And I go, okay, yep, there we go. And I'll stop share screen. And I'll get us back here. And this could be interesting. And